Hello. Living in harmony. Harmony is a word that a lot of dog trainers use to describe the relationship that humans should have with their dogs, one where we're living in harmony. Harmony simply means a situation where the occupants are living happily without any big problems, or a situation in which there's peace and agreement, or a situation where things seem right and suitable for that situation. But we need to look at the motive and the motivation for wanting to live in harmony and what that word harmony means to humans. Now, for the human, oftentimes it means that the dog mustn't disrupt the human's lifestyle and the human schedule, and also means that the dog has to change their behaviour rather than the human needing to invest any time and quality of time in helping to teach their dog to understand how to behave according to human social etiquette. And it also means that oftentimes humans are suppressing their dog's behaviour because you're not in agreement with your dog's behaviour. So there's many examples that I could use, but the most common ones that I come across are things like loose leash walking. My dog has to walk on a loose leash. My dog has to heel right next to me when we're walking. Now, that's not very enjoyable for the dog from their point of view, especially when we consider that dogs love to have a sniff and a good investigation of things when they're out and about walking. And for a human to say that they're living harmony with their dog because they're able to walk their dog on a loose leash, well, if the human isn't able to do that, then we find that the human will use tools at their disposal to force that dog to live in harmony with them. And before you know it, we've got a dog that is wearing a halty, or other tools are used to stop a dog from barking, for example, say a shock collar. Even a new thing called a husher muzzle. Now, these sorts of things actually suppress our dog's behaviour, and they can cause frustration, anxiety and fear in dogs. So we need to be focusing on the right things when we're wanting to help our dogs to live in harmony with us. And it's things like promoting calm behaviour, helping our dog to get into a routine, providing them with what they need as a species, both physically and mentally, every single day. And also understanding that when we're trying to teach our dogs how to live in harmony with us, that we're doing it in phases, and we're actually using different environments within the house, the front yard, the backyard, and using that in phases. And when I say phases, I mean starting with a very quiet environment and then moving on to minimal distractions, and then having situations where the distractions are a little more obvious, but not detracting away from what you're trying to teach that dog in that moment. The other thing is, for humans to truly be able to help our dogs live in harmony with us, we need to be able to understand the mental capacity of our dogs, which is that of a 2-year-old child. And so we have to understand that just like a 2-year-old child, they aren't going to understand how to behave accordingly to our rules and the way that we see is socially acceptable. And we also have to understand that you have to know the skills and learn the skills yourself to be able to teach your dog to live in harmony with you. And that takes patience, consistency, and it also takes having the mindset of a guardian for your dog, because you're wanting to protect your dog from physical and psychological harm. And so when you're actually wanting to help your dog to live in harmony with the mindset of a guardian, you won't be expecting your dog to fit into your lifestyle. You won't be wanting to suppress or change your dog's behaviour to their detriment, despite all of those behaviours like barking, wanting to pull on leash, wanting to jump up on you, wanting to run up and down the fence, wanting to dig things, wanting to chase things. They're all normal dog behaviours when put into context for the situation. So how can we really expect our dogs to be living in harmony with us when we act like an authoritarian? When we have every single situation automatically skewed and manipulated to go our way, and where we have situations where we expect our dog's behaviour to change rather than our attitude and our ability in developing the skills so we can teach our dogs how we'd like them to behave in everyday situations.